Hey mates, and welcome to more MtMtE slash blindformers, or blind builds, I should say. Today, we're going to be talking about the base that comes with your Optimus Prime from the HasLab Robots in Disguise 2001 Optimus Prime. And we're going to talk about Blue Bolts that comes with the Transformers HasLab 2001 Ultra Magnus. Today's video is going to be kind of a twofer. I'm going to try and cover both of these guys in a reasonable amount of time. And, yeah, well, let's get right into it and go below and hit the like button, share and subscribe, and comment and let me know. What do you think about Blue Bolts? Do you think Blue Bolts is a cool new character, or do you just wish they had given Ultra Magnus his guns? Because I don't even remember Ultra Magnus's guns. But I have a feeling they're Blue Bolt's hands, and I'm not sure about that. I really don't know how to make this Blue Bolts into something that can be used as a gun, but he does become a multiple different guns, so we could talk about that today. And I also have this really fun little, well, not really fun, but I have the base that's supposed to be a base. I really don't know what you're supposed to do with this base. I just kind of put things together. It made a little blocky structure with a tower of a tower of ladder, because this ladder's so heavy that if it's not in tower form, it's just going to fall all over the place. It's kind of, that's all there is to it. We got the, so we'll start with that because it's pretty simple. From what I've been able to figure out, this could be completely wrong. And because somebody said it was a repair bay, and I'm like, I don't think this is a repair bay. I think maybe I screwed up. I just took these panels, the things that make Optimus Prime Shogun shoulders, and I attached them like in vehicle mode, so they go on either side of the head panel. Hi, Cream. What's up? Huh? Yeah? Yeah? Are you going to try and destroy something? Or you're just interested in what I'm doing? Yeah, you're just interested. Okay. So I took those two panels, and then I folded them on top, like vehicle mode. I left the bottom gates unfolded to kind of act as extra support and hold it up. And then I took the two cube things that become Optimus Prime super hands, and I attached them to the siege ports on top of the folded down cages. And then on the underside here, I took the toes and I folded them upwards, the little feet that were hanging out. I folded the toes up, and they're holding everything off the ground a bit better. And it makes it decently sturdy. Do I think this is a repair platform? No. Is this some sort of like little city structure? Yeah, it could be a little Transformers factory, I guess. You got a bigger section here. You got a tower of smokestack there. Could be a Transformers factory. You even got a head here that can spin around. That's something that, if it wasn't in the show, I would be upset with the head being there, because it is just kind of blatantly obvious. But in the show, I remember distinctly that head being there, and as a kid looking at it going, yeah, does anybody else notice the Transformer head just hanging out right there? Well, we got little Cerebros hanging out in his little seat, and the seat is at the very far end of this weird rectangle monstrosity of just pieces put together. If there's a better way to do it, I don't know. But that was the best way I found to do it. There was also another thing I did where I just took apart these little pieces and I turned them into lights. So we could set this off to the side because we're basically done with that. There's not really much more to explain on how to make it. It was pretty simple. I definitely was overthinking it originally. But that's what I do here all the time whenever I'm talking about these Transformers. I am always overthinking them. I am always that guy that imagines that it's going to be more complicated and interesting than what it turns out to be. I was thinking, when they said base mode, there were going to be panels that folded down on the sides to make little ramps. And there were going to be, there was going to be an obvious way to fold it up to make some sort of building structure or something like that. And somebody on Reddit corrected me, like, no, it's not supposed to be a base for minicons or anything like that. It's supposed to be a repair platform, like Siege Ratchet. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I haven't figured it out. It's the oddest looking repair platform I've ever seen. It'd be nice if I could turn it into like a chair or something, but it's just not the case. So we're coming over here to blue bolts because I'm having a lot more fun with blue bolts. I do like the fact that we get another weaponizer. I am very happy that we get a nice weaponizer. Like not like those Rock Lord people who were lying weaponizers. They just lied about it. You could take them apart and put them back together with themselves because there wasn't really much that you could intersect. They talked about removing the legs, but you couldn't do anything with them. And we're just they had wonderful textures, but at the end of the day, not really my cup of tea. The helicopter sounded cool, but I could never find the stupid helicopter. I wanted the Death Crystal helicopter, but I could never find it. It was never in my stores. Never showed up. I know, weird, but it's true. So, but that's the case for the summer sets that I found. In my area, it was always difficult to get anything from the summer. I have on Blue Bolts here because he's got these two shoulder pauldrons that stick up really high. I decided I'd put Ultra Magnus's guns attached to them so they can rotate over his shoulders and kind of shoot at an angle upwards, and then he can rotate back. I just wanted to do that. I thought it'd be fun. Articulation-wise, he's got full rotation in the arm. He has got a little more than a 90 degree on the elbow. He does have a bicep swivel. He also has a forearm swivel, or is it a hand swivel? His hands are guns, so he's not going to be putting any contact lenses in. That's for sure. So they do spin, and I do like that, and I like the fact that this other bit spins because he's got this little it's a handle for Ultra Magnus, but it also can be the ammunition for the chain gun. So he just kind of has that sitting out to the bottom, and it'd be cool if it could fold away, but it's all right. I think it gives him more of a he's got submachine guns as hands, even though they feel more like chain guns. Now, waist rotation, full waist rotation, isn't that nice? He's also got a back bend. Yeah, he can bend backwards. He can't bend forwards, but he can bend backwards. And since he is a weaponizer, you can just decide that the back of him is the front of him. You can just spin everything around and make him, make the back the front, and then he'll have a siege port on his belly. But that would give him the front forward. So that's just a thought. You can do that with weaponizers. That's one of the things I enjoy about weaponizers. It is really a way to make your own toy. He can kick up more than a 90 and kick sideways more than a 90. I mean, kick forwards at a 90, kick backwards a little more than a 90. His knee pulls a maximum knee, so it can go all the way in, and he can even fold up the kneecap, so he can just straight up fold his leg up and slightly transform it into that engine and then blast somebody. That's what I like about the weaponizers. They could do fun things like that, like fold down, boo, and then fold back up, and he's running again. I think that's cool. Like, yeah, you expect a knee to the face. You expect him to be doing some kickboxing nonsense. He jumps up in the air, and he's got that knee pointed at your face. And you're like, oh no, a knee, and then it shoots fire. Because knees that shoot fire are even more terrifying. So coming down here, we've got some no real ankle articulation here. That's actually kind of weird. We usually get ankle articulation in everything, and today it's not the case. And it does feel like this foot is folded backwards. Like the way it bends upwards. I don't know why it does that. I really think that this foot may have been misassembled, like the toe. Because is the toe supposed to do that? I mean, it connects into the side when it folds up, so I guess it is. But at the same time, you just kind of look at it and you're like, yeah, really wish you had a heel that folded out. And I really do. I really wish this thing had a heel that folded out. But it does have two siege ports, one on the bottom of each foot, directly in the center. And that means you can blend him with other weaponizers and give him some proper feet. I think this guy is a great base for weaponizers. He feels like he is a weaponizer that's ready to be upgraded by weaponizers. You've got enough connections everywhere. I do think that there needs to be another siege port on the side of his shoulder. It is a shame there's not one there, but there is one on the interior. And when it comes to textures, this guy he's got some good ones, and they didn't go lackluster on him. His toe has texture. You know, his I like the fact that there are these siege pegs that stick out on the sides of his feet, and then a siege port on the other side. It's really neat. And then we come up here to his leg, and this leg's got some fun textures about it. I like the slit cut into it. I like these little rough patches that are a part of it. It makes him feel like he is a weapon, and makes him feel more like a weaponizer. I like the knee pads. I like the way they fold up and stuff. They have some really fun textures for the jet engines. I'm assuming jet engines. That's what I get when I feel that texture. The thighs, oh boy, the thighs actually have some really fun textures about them. That's rare. That's not normal, and I really appreciate it when we get some really good thigh stuff. It's minimalistic on the textures, but it's still there, and that's better than not having any textures on the thighs, in my opinion. Really fun. I like the fact that these textures exist, and he's also got a thigh swivel. I forgot to mention. Now coming up here to his groin area, his groin's got some decent textures on it. We've got some nice little armor there. Um, there's not really much. And back here in the back, we do have a kind of a little bit that sticks out just a bit, and that's because there's a joint in there, I believe. Not the kind you smoke, but the kind that bends. And then we come up here to his chest area, and we've got this little panel in the core of his chest that folds open for his head to fold into. And I do like the little panel. It brings some character to him. I do wish that it had, it feels like it has an Autobot symbol in there. Like I can kind of feel something, but it's not etched. And I do wish that we had etched Autobot symbols on this guy. I really want some etched Autobot symbols. I really want etched Decepticon symbols on Leo Kaiser. Please etch in those Decepticon symbols on Leo Kaiser, or go heavy on the paint so I can know. But just something to tell me where the Decepticon symbols are on Leo Kaiser. That's my dream. Come on, please. Now when it comes up here to his head, he's got an interesting head. He's got kind of a bird aspect going, whereas the top of his helmet comes to a peak, and then he's got this face underneath it, and it feels kind of like his face has got a shield over the lips, but I'm not exactly sure. It could be something else. Yeah, that's him in a nutshell. He is a decent little figure. We got a siege port on the back. I'll count the siege ports real quick. So that's one on the back. He's got one on the side of his arm on each side. He's got a peg on the side of his arm on each side. So we've got 3 ports and 2 pegs, and then he's got a port on each of the ends of his chain gun arms. So that's 5 ports, 2 pegs, and then up here at the top, he's got a peg. He's got a peg that the the Ultra Magnus guns are pegged into. So that's 4 pegs up there plus the 2 is 6. So 6 pegs and 5 ports. 6 pegs and 5 ports. Ooh boy. Then we come down over here to his. Let's see, pick this up so we can get down over here to the side, and we've got not really anything there. We've got another peg. So we were at 6. That's 7, 8 pegs. And then you come down further. There's no port, sadly. There's no port on the front either. There is a port on the side of the foot. So that will give us from 5 to 6 to 7 ports, then 8 and 9 counting the bottom of the feet. And that's 9 ports. And what were we at? We were at 6. Yeah, we were at 6 pegs. And then we were at 7, 8 pegs. And now we're at 9, 10, 11, 12 pegs. He's got 12 pegs. That's a lot of pegs. He's got a lot of ports too. This guy has got 10. Did I say 10? No. I was at 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ports and 12 pegs. That's a big difference, but I like that there's a lot about this guy. Those ports and pegs mean you can do all sorts of things with him. So let's go ahead and do something with him as kind of a ending of this episode. I'll teach you how to transform him into something. Now, is it the right thing? I don't know. But it's something, right? That's the important part. So we're going to peel off his arms, and then we're going to peel these panels on his front and get these panels open. There it goes. And then his head can rotate in here. And he gets this little handle that pops up. And I like the little handle that pops up because nothing can hold it. But I do like it. I think it'd been cool if it was a peg or port or something. But I like the little handle makes it, gives him some character. Now we're going to come over here to the legs, and we're going to fold the legs up. Remember that maximum leg thing we were talking about earlier? Yeah, we're making it happen this time. We are making the maximum legs occur. We just got to do it right so that everything folds correctly. So if you feel down here at the thigh, you'll find the thigh actually does rotate a lot. And I just unplugged it. So let's plug that back in. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to fold the leg up, but where we took the arms from is actually where the leg's going to end up sitting and resting against that. And then we can go ahead and close that knee pad, and that does lock the leg in to the arm socket. There's a little bitty ridge at the top of the little place we plug the shoulders into. And we're going to take this leg, I'm going to fold it all the way up and over, and it is going to, oh wait, we did something wrong. Right. We got to fold the knee up so that the knee makes it all the way up there. And then the knee will fold across. Make sure we've actually rotated the legs properly so that the ports are on the same sides. There we go. And then that piece can fold down. There you go. Then you go ahead and fold each of these foot sections forwards. And that's going to give you this little platform, a little weapons platform, because you can plug weapons into it. But don't really know what else to do with this platform, so I just kind of plug things into it because it now just is a platform to build upon. And we've got these other pieces here. So something that I like to do is I take off the upper arms and the shoulder regions. I fold this elbow piece. I fold it up into the top of it. Okay, so there's a little peg that is not the elbow, the shoulder peg. And that just folds up closer to that peg at the top. Now, we're going to take these pegs down here. And and I don't know why you would, but you can combine these together to create this what I call a gun, but not really. I don't know what it would be, but you can put these two pieces together. There is on the on this part of the arm that like rotates away because it makes this weird little zigzag S shape. And at the S shape, there's a peg sticking out, and there's also a port next to it. And the same as for the other arm. And when you rotate them around and connect them together, those pegs and ports combine together to create this thing. Whatever this thing is. But it's created now. And we can stick it in the middle, and now it's like a little radar tower. It can rotate around, and it can sense when Decepticons are coming. Beep, 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 beep. It can do that. That's something you can totally do with this machine. Now you can take these guns and you can set them on either side. Now I like to put I like to rotate this little handle bit, the ammo pack thing, around so it's standing off to the side. And we plug that into the port on top of him. And rotate that down on that side. And we can take this other one, rotate that around, and we can plug this into the other port. And there we have kind of a little thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Or we can do it differently. And this is the way that I transform them personally. So I rotate these guys around again. And I put it there so that they're closer together. So rotate this around again. And we're going to set it up so that these two chain guns are actually really close together. They're going to be hugging each other almost. Hugging each other, yes. There we go. And now they're like, next to each other. And what does this do? Well, not really much. But what we can kind of do with this is we can take these guys that we just put together and we can remove them from that. And we can come over here to this port. Remember when I said there was a port on the side of the foot? Well, when the foot folds up to make this leg section, you can actually come over here and plug this little arm section into that foot. And I like to do it so that the other piece is like dragging backwards. You can set it up so that that piece is in the front area, but it doesn't like to sit flush with the vehicle. So the best way I found was rotating it backwards. Then you do the same with the other side. We're going to set that into there. Come on, pick this piece up just a bit. And it's going to go in there. There we are. And Now we have these two little things sticking out the back end, but when we lower these the ammo packs for the chain guns, they kind of rest on top, and then you just get this you get kind of a little spaceship, I guess. I honestly don't know. I really wish it came with wheels because that would really be cool. I could make it into a vehicle or something that rolls around. But this is just kind of a flying weapons platform. Is the best thing I've been able to figure out for it. It's not too bad. I have to say that it's definitely weaponizer. That's for sure. It screams weaponizer, and we haven't had something that screams weaponizer in a while. And I'm happy that we finally get something like that. And I do like the fact that it's got this little handle, so like a 1/12 scale character can actually hold it. You know, why not just try that? Oh, come on. No! I was trying so hard not to have multiple things fall when I grabbed one guy. But you know how it goes. You grab one dude, and then another one falls. So let's just take your submachine gun away from that hand. You can lower your submachine gun down, and let's see if you can carry this like some weird, crazy suitcase bomb. Let's take a look. So we're gonna just put your hand in there. It fits. Oh my God, it fits. That's cool. Now, does it fit well enough for him to actually carry it around? It's a little too heavy for that, but it does fit. It does fit, and that needs to be noticed. You know, that needs to be mentioned. Wow, that actually fit a lot better than I thought it would. And it makes sense that one of the Iron Grenadiers would totally have it. That makes total sense that an Iron Grenadier would have that weapon. But that is Blue Bolts, and that is the base mode for Optimus Prime. And we've got these two guns that I forgot about. We're just going to go ahead and slip them onto this guy right about there. And right about there. There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's wonderful. And this was a nice little transformer. I consider it a wonderful little bonus to the transformers we've gotten so far in this HasLab project. I like Cerebros. Cerebros is a nice bonus, and if I didn't tell you how to transform Cerebros, we will end the video by transforming Cerebros. So all you do is you stretch his legs out, and then you try hit, and then you get him to pretend that he's in a crashing airplane. So he's got to put his head between his legs, and he doesn't do it too well because you know he's a headmaster. But there you go. And you just fold the legs up against the chest. You fold the arms down, and now you have Cerebros's head. Isn't that fun? I think it's neat. This has definitely been a fun video to make. This has been a fun series to make. We're gonna just sit Cerebros's head in here. There we go. Yeah. This is a fun HasLab. So join me tomorrow as I give you my final thoughts and feelings and tell you like how I will be posing this HasLab in my collection and whether or not it's going to be worth the what is it up to now? Like $500 above? Good grief, this HasLab is just accelerating in value on the internet. It's wild. But tune in next Prime. We'll talk about final thoughts and feelings in this HasLab, and then we're going to be done with the HasLab, and we can move on to regularly scheduled programming. I got some G.I. Joe classified figures to show you, and I've got a load of Transformers to bring you. So, I'm so excited about next week, or we can get back to regularly scheduled programming. Till next Prime. Bye-bye for now.